Alrighty, so I'm in my car, obviously, and I've been thinking on this topic for quite a while now, and excuse the low energy. I really have been trying to increase my energy, but currently having bronchitis and pneumonia, so my body just feels ultra weak at the moment. But I just wanted to talk out kind of the thoughts that have been in my head regarding the topic of how the mind is a terrible thing to waste. We have so much learning to do. We have so much that we can learn from by reading, by being present. And they have done a great job at not allowing our minds to think into its full capacity that it can. They have really made us blind, deaf, and dumb to reality, to what actually we are capable of doing, accomplishing. And one way they do it is by the cell phone. I've been in my head a lot about posting because I feel like I would just be feeding into the problem of the distractions that the phone creates and the distractions that we have in our society to keep us blind, deaf, and dumb. I don't know. I feel like you kind of have to pick your poison at this point, because everything, I won't say everything, but everything that has been engineered for this society it's a no. It's a no-no. These things were not created by, I just want to say, like, the purpose behind it was, but I sit here and I've been just sitting for a while, just thinking how we have really been played into the game that they want us in. From the very beginning, we don't have a choice in the say, because our parents aren't aware. And if they are aware, they're not aware until you are aware. And it wouldn't be so hard to ditch it if they didn't want to keep the control. And I recently visited my sister in San Diego, California, and we're not from the West Coast. We are from the South, Nashville. Anyway, here I noticed gas prices were going up, and we're almost sitting at $4 here in Nashville. And in San Diego, she's paying like $6 and some change for gas, a gallon. And so we had to go get gas, and she spent $100 even on gas to fill up her gas tank. $100. Now, $100 could be used for a wide range of things, like groceries for the week or something, something. And she spent it on gas because that's how much gas costs for her to fill up her vehicle. Now, obviously, you want to take into account the make and model and all the things, but gas, regardless, should not be more than $2. I don't care where you live. And the fact that it is $6 in some cities, some states, almost $4 in others, it's ridiculous. And we just pay it, and we don't have to. And I'm saying this all to say, we don't have to at all be a part of this paradigm against, or just, we don't have to be a part of this reality. Now, it's gonna take some sacrifices individually and collectively, but if we all sacrificed a little for, I don't know how long, but because they cannot thrive off of, us not doing what they want for so long, if we demand, that gas prices need to go to $2, groceries, you should be able to get a month's worth of groceries for no more than $300. Like, nobody should spend over $300 a month for groceries, and that could even be so much money. Obviously, it depends on like the house that you're feeding and whatever, but groceries should not be so freaking expensive. Toilet paper should not be $12 for a pack. It's just, and gas, like I said, shouldn't be so much money. And if we all just sacrificed a little bit every single day, the money that we give them obviously is going to go down by a lot, because everybody should be, I know people are outraged at the increase of living, the increase of gas, the increase of groceries, and we're not getting any pay for it. Like, they're not supplying us with what we need to sustain what they're demanding. So if they are not sustaining us, then we should not be sustaining them by continuing with it. And of course, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. But honey, this is the struggle that you kind of got to fight for. You need to fight for your freedom. We have to. Like, we know what to do. We just got to do it. It's going to be uncomfortable. Trust me. Trust me. I know it's going to be uncomfortable. But if anything, it will show us that we need each other more than we need them, okay? So if we rely on each other, you know, we're taught, like, if I got bean soup, my brother or sister got bean soup. If I got this, then my sister got that. If my sister got that, then I got that as well. And it's the same should be applied when it comes to ditching them and doing for ourselves. If I have a garden and I have these 3 vegetables planted, my neighbor has 3 more vegetables planted, and the neighbor beside that neighbor has 3 more vegetables planted, at that point, we don't need the grocery store. What do we need the grocery store for? And you'll see, and then you come into play with, okay, you know how to can your own food now. That's why they don't want you to know how to sustain yourself by just living with what you have. And you know, it's the people who know better, we need to do better, and we also need to educate each other on ways to better our reality without having to use them. So like, if you know how to can, help the next sister, help your neighbor can their food. If you know how to plant your own food, you know, show your neighbor how to do that. It is that real. And if we don't stop being lazy, and we have to do for self, if we don't stop being lazy, then we can just, we just continue to run ourselves into the mud. And we have to stop. We have to stop. Once again, it's going to be challenging. Of course it is. No struggle is ordained, and the end result is just going to be so worth it, because you're constantly learning. What is the whole point? The mind is a terrible thing to waste. And so if we're not utilizing every single bit of our brain of what it can do, then we're at a loss. We have to stop dumbing down our brains, dumbing down ourselves to remain comfortable or to remain just ignorant, because that's what it really is. Ignorant is so bliss. I promise you it is. Because once you have a knowledge and once you have an understanding, it is your responsibility. You have this weight now that you have to share it. You have to share it. You have to be vocal about what you're learning, how you're learning, and how you are applying, because that's going to help the next person. And I feel like that's what Islam has been for me, is like a world of new knowledge. And I can't just sit with it. And so then I have to share it, and I have to express what I'm learning, how it's affecting my life to those around me, because the quality of life can change just by what you know. Obviously who you know too, but what you know, it's crazy, but it's doable. So I hope this sits and resonates with someone. I'm gonna try to go eat some food. Also, to stop eating 3 meals a day. You don't need it. If you are on medication, do what you're prescribed or whatever. But if you are healthy, if you are alive and well, you have functions in your hands, your fingers, your arms, your eyes, your everything that you need functioning, then don't eat 3 meals a day. They lied to you, and you already know that. Food is just the distraction. Food, screen time is the distraction. So limit those distractions. Okay, bye.